Well, hey guys, welcome back. Now, in the last few videos, I've been taking you through the Cardo Packtalk Bold, specifically the features that it has, DMC intercom, Bluetooth intercom, how to connect it to phones, GPSs, etc. But we've been controlling it from the unit directly. Now, in this video, I'm going to be taking you through how to control these units via the Cardo Packtalk app via your mobile phone. So if you're interested, then stay tuned and I will see you shortly.
Preparing headset. Hello.
So in previous videos, we've been controlling all three units with regards to setting up intercom, Bluetooth intercom, mesh intercom. We've been controlling it directly from the units, but we can now control the units from the Cardo Packtalk app, which is a bit more, I don't know, it's a bit more easier to use rather than having to try and remember what buttons to press. It can be a bit easier to control it from your telephone. Even easier so if you have your telephone mounted on your handlebars on your motorbike, then you've always got access to it. But I think it's good to sort of practice in both ways. It's good still to know which buttons to press should you not have your telephone mounted on your handlebars or it's in your pocket. You don't want to be farting around getting your phone out in and out of your pocket, trying to connect it each time to your Cardo. So first off, we have to connect the telephone to our master unit, which I've already done already. Now, if you are interested in how to do that and how to actually install it onto your helmet, how to pair a telephone and a GPS, then check out the link in the top right hand corner there. But for the purposes of this video, we want to connect it, or we want to control the unit from our Cardo Packtalk app. Now on the main screen here, we've got our sort of quick access button, which basically splits all features into sort of three parts of your telephone display. So at the bottom you would have intercom, which we'll come on to in a bit because we're not connected. You've got your audio, so we control our music and radio, and at the top there we've got our phone function. So basically at the bottom there, we quickly just look at each one. If you click onto the radio, you can control your radio from your telephone, and you can search whatever radio station you want to listen to, and you've then got 6 presets that you can save your favorite radio stations to if you so wish. Bottom left, we've got our music app, which is connected to my Spotify account. I can't play you these because I'll probably get slammed for copyright, so that is on there. That will control you, or that will be controlled through your Spotify app. We've got a telephone, which if you click on that, that will show, bring up your contacts, your telephone numbers. You can add some speed dial numbers in there, so you can voice activate the calls if you wanted to, or again, you can control it from the unit or the telephone, whichever you prefer. I can't open that one up because that will bring up all my contact telephone numbers, and we don't want that. And lastly, we've got our intercom button. Now at the top there, you can change from DMC, which is mesh intercom, or our Bluetooth intercom. It's the same, exactly the same thing. If you click on the Bluetooth
intercom mode,
it will change the unit for you into Bluetooth mode rather than having to do it directly from the unit itself. So we want to go back to DMC mode.
DMC intercom mode.
So what we're going to do now is, as we did in the last previous video, we're going to set up a DMC or mesh intercom group. So all we need to do is click on create group. We'll give it a name.
Start grouping.
Now, if this unit was connected to a telephone also, then you can control it in that respect or in that way. But this one isn't connected to a telephone, so we've still got to go manual.
Grouping success.
So one rider has now become available, in this case Packtalk Bold. You could give that another name if you wanted to. Now if you were connected, say up to 10 riders, and 9 of them were blimmin' annoying you, or even 8 of them, you can set up within the group itself, you can set up a private talk. So you just press and hold on the person that you want to have a private talk with, and it will connect just those two together within the group and mute the other riders. So you can control that from your phone. You have to make sure you put this, have the symbol next to the user that you want to have a private conversation with. And as I said, you just connect via private button, or you can do it on the units by double tapping the top button. That will connect it in the same way. Now you can mute the group if you wanted to. And that basically mutes everybody. If you, I don't know, if you received a telephone call or you just wanted to have a break from everybody's drivel, then you could mute it if you so wished. At the bottom, we've got our bridge, which basically means, or bridge is exactly the same as the Cardo gateway. So when we connected a non-Cardo unit to the Cardo, to bring it into the intercom. If you click bridge, that will then add the Cena 30K into this group.
Phone connected.
Now, if you notice there, it dropped out, which I found, which I noticed while I was filming the last video. It's a problem with this system. If you control, or if you add a non-Cardo unit into your DMC intercom, either via the units or the telephone. So if I drag the Cena into the unit via into the mesh via the units, I'll do it again, just from connecting it directly from the unit itself. It will add, and it comes up with the bridge that is connected, but for some reason it drops off after a few seconds. Now, a few of you had commented on the video before that you're having trouble with this, but I have actually come up with a solution. So after a few seconds it drops back off. But what you need to do is initiate the call from the Cena 30K or from whatever non-Cardo unit you're using. So if you initiate it from this unit itself, it's kind of adding itself into the DMC mesh.
Phone connected.
Bridge is back on. But for some reason, I don't know why, if you initiate it from the non-Cardo unit, it remains connected and it doesn't drop off. Don't know why that is, but it seems if you connect it either via the telephone or via the Cardo unit itself and you drag that one into the mesh, for some reason it drops off after a few seconds. So not sure why that is. Let's disconnect that. So if you're, I'm connected to only one user. If you were connected up to 10 other riders, you'd have them all displayed on your screen in your particular group. You can add riders if you wanted to. You could search for another rider. For some reason, you can't delete riders. There was another question I'd been asked to sort of confirm beforehand or last week. You cannot delete single riders. You can only delete a whole group. So all you have to do is click on the group that you want to delete. And you can then, at the top corner there on the right, you can remove the group if you so wished. There you go. So if I wanted to, I could delete the whole group. I'll leave it for now. But for some reason, you can't delete individual users, which is a bit of a weird one. Because a guy that messaged me before or commented on the last video, he had sort of up to 15 users in a group, and he was constantly having to be added into a group because the group was full. So no idea how you can delete one. Because if you press and hold on one user, you don't get the option to remove the user. It connects via the private chat. So not sure what that's all about or how to delete single users. It's possible that you can't do it, but there you go. So we can take a quick look into the Bluetooth menu.
Intercom mode.
So that has changed this Packtalk into Bluetooth mode there. We've got our Cena 30K, and we could connect to that then via the Bluetooth comms, and that's just a one-to-one intercom connection. Sometimes the Cardo units will disconnect from the app, which is a bit of a pain, but most of the time if you press the phone button it will reconnect. Let's go back out of that, close all that down and reopen. So there we are, back into the app.
DMC intercom mode.
So we've got our group back up there. If you wanted to add riders, you could pair to more riders at the bottom or pair a new passenger. So there are options then to add people or more people into the group. We've got our settings button at the top, so we can have a look through the audio settings if you wanted to. You can change the volume sensitivity, microphone sensitivity, and all kinds of bits and bobs. Audio profiles, I've got it on bass boost. You can set it up so it's actually, you can hear the vocals more, or just a standard mode. Other normal bits and bobs, changing the language. You can change your app into day or nighttime mode. So for day it's white, for nighttime it becomes blacked out. We've got our radio user guide, so in here you can sort of download or take a quick look at the user guides on the PDF file if you wanted to, contact support and other bits and bobs. It's got the bloody radio on. So if we go back into our quick access tab, now at the bottom now we've got our intercom blued out because we've now connected a couple of headsets. That is now added into the display. So we've got it split down into thirds. So at the top we've got our telephone audio, so radio and music, and the bottom you're in your intercom. So if you keep your display on that it doesn't time out, and you do have it mounted on your handlebars, you can quickly access whatever you wanted to. If you want to bridge somebody in, or if you want to go back to the Packtalk. Again, you could mute the group if you want to have a telephone call or something else, and you can go straight into your DMC mesh group and connect that way. So that is pretty much it from this series of videos. I've taken you through how to install these on a helmet, how to connect a telephone and GPS, how to sort of make mesh, DMC and Bluetooth intercom calls. We've been controlling the unit directly from the unit itself, and now recently how to control these units via the Cardo Packtalk app. Important, I think, to sort of familiarise yourself with in both aspects or both ways of doing it. Should you have any telephone issues, somebody forgets their telephone, or you have connectivity issues, knowing what buttons to press on the unit itself can be of help, and cause you a bit less faff when you're out on the road and you're trying to sort of connect or create a DMC group. It helps if a lot of you or most of you know which buttons to press, because it can be a bit stressful if everybody's just smashing buttons and nobody really knows what's going on. Other than that, that is it for me this week. If you've got any comments, questions or queries, then smash them down in the comments section below. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Take care. I will see you in the next one. See you out there.
Goodbye.